All right, you guys, what up? It's your boy Ola with Ola TV. Disregard the fact that I am like 20 some odd minutes late, but it is Friday Night Smackdown, and you already know they don't have as much action as Raw, so I'm going to give you the live updates. Before I tell you how the SmackDown started, we're going to go ahead and get right into match number one here. And so far, we've got Sheamus and Drew McIntyre tag team competition going up against Hit Row. Hit Row was discussing earlier to Adam Pierce that they should be getting opportunities, and they're saying that those opportunities should be going up against, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Apparently, Adam Pierce gave them what they wanted, and they got upset about it. And now in the current match, it looks like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus made it a real quick match. They basically obliterated both Adonis and also obliterated Top Dollar from the tag team Hit Row. Quick match. There wasn't too much to call on this one. Drew McIntyre basically caught Hit Row with a nice little kick across the face. Then right after, Sheamus catches Adonis with a kick right across the face. Prior to that, also, Top Dollar was getting whacked across the chest, courtesy of Sheamus. And so this one's a short match. The winners are Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. But now we have on the Titantron an unexpected Titantron promo going on here. Seems to be a woman with a very scary looking mask, paint job. And it seems that maybe this woman is a part of the Vikings. Yeah, it looks like. Ooh, this is a nice little promo here. It seems that this woman, who I guess is aligned with the Vikings, she seems to be having some type of control over them, some type of possess. She seems to have them possessed, and now she's saying that next week is going to be Destiny on SmackDown. And right now, Sheamus has a fear of looking his eyes, and Drew McIntyre looking at Sheamus like, don't worry, we got this. I got a feeling that the Vikings are looking to recruit Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Oh, now we got Jimmy Uso backstage. Let's see what Jimmy's talking about. All right, guys. So because I was a little bit late, I'm going to go ahead and give you some of the updates of what happened at the beginning of the show, what happened a little bit in the match, after the match, and then coming up what's after the commercial break, what's coming up. So even though I started the stream a little bit late, I want to apologize, but thank you so much for tuning in. So what happened was, in the intro of SmackDown, SmackDown opened up with Paul Heyman, aka the Wise Man, going one-on-one in verbal confrontation with your boy Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn showed up earlier tonight. Sami Zayn was talking a whole lot of smack, saying that basically Roman Reigns is not going to be retaining the title. He basically also stated that Roman Reigns doesn't have to worry about Cody Rhodes anymore, because he's basically going to take care of him at the Elimination Chamber match, which you guys know is next weekend. Not this weekend. This weekend is Super Bowl weekend. But next weekend, Sami Zayn is going to be going into competition, and Sami Zayn will be looking to try to take the title away. I don't think it's going to happen. However, there is a lot of hype and controversy leading up until that point. And Sami Zayn did tell the Wise Man to deliver a message. And his message to Roman Reigns was that he basically is going to strip him of the titles in the chamber match roughly in about 8 days. Do you think Sami Zayn's got what it takes? We will see, my friend. We will see. Sami Zayn more than likely looking to take the titles away. Now, with that being said, after that whole segue of that happening, Roman Reigns did not show up, so no sneak attack by Roman Reigns onto Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was able to articulate everything that he wanted to say without any interruptions by the Usos, without any interruptions by Solo Sikoa, without any interruptions by Roman Reigns, the chief, the tribal chief himself. So what that tells me if Roman Reigns is here tonight, he probably is not gonna be addressing Sami Zayn. I don't think he's here tonight, so I think that's the reason why he was able to have a one-on-one conversation with Paul Heyman, aka the Wise Man. So Sami Zayn got off, to a great start to start off SmackDown. Got a lot of things off his chest. Mentioned also, by the way, Sami Zayn did state that he believes that the future of the bloodline is going to be, basically going to a downhill spiral, and it's going to be demised and destroyed in future weeks to come. So Sami Zayn also believing, just like I stated, that WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, is going to be the complete and final destruction of the bloodline. Now, after that, we had a 2-on-2 tag team match. Adam Pearce was listening into Hit Row. Hit Row was complaining about the opportunities that they're not getting. They said, they wanted better options, better opportunities on SmackDown. Adam Pearce told them, cool, well, you're going to have a 2-on-2 tag team match here tonight, and you're going to have it against Sheamus and against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus pretty much dominated the match. It was a very short match, maybe about 5-7 minutes tops. They won the match, but here's the interesting part, because the match was not that great. The interesting part was after the match finished, you had a little promo, a little segue where it showed the Vikings, who seemed to be under the control or possessed under this woman. And the woman, I don't remember ever seeing her around. I don't recall her name. So I don't know if she's new to SmackDown or maybe I just never seen her. However, that woman seems to have taken control of their minds, and it shows her putting kind of like black markings on their heads, and shows kind of like how she was doing maybe some type of voodoo or brujeria type of stuff. And then she announced in that same promo, she announced that the Vikings and herself are going to be going after Drew McIntyre and going after Sheamus as potential recruitment to be added into this team. So, guys, there's a big possibility that Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are going to be turning from face to heel. You heard it correct. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, who have been a face lately, who have been a positive reinforcement lately on the SmackDown, they may potentially go back to a heel. So that's going to be very interesting. And they said it's going to happen next week. So let's see if that happens. Right after that, it was announced that the tag team titles are still going to be on the line. But however, Jimmy was talking backstage, calling Jey Uso on the phone. And it sounds like maybe Jey Uso may possibly not show up. So will it be a 1-on-2 handicap match where it'll be Jimmy Uso versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet, or will Jey Uso finally show up and finally be there for the bloodline, aka his brother Jimmy Uso, in defending the honor of those tag team titles? So that's going to be interesting to see if that's going to happen later on tonight, or will these guys possibly, break up, or will these guys lose the titles? I don't know. There's a whole lot that's going to happen later on. But so far, Jimmy Uso has a face of concern that his brother may not be here later on tonight. Now, that's what's happened so far in the first 30 minutes or so of SmackDown. Now we've got a one-on-one singles match. We've got Lacey Evans coming out to face off Carmen Harris. I have no idea who this chick is, Carmen Harris. I've never seen her in my life. I don't even know if she's even on the payroll. She might just be a new person who possibly just maybe she's like a jobber, basically. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're starting the competition here, women's. Ooh, and Lacey Evans lifts Carmen Harris up into the air and slams her on her abdomen, flat first. And now she kicks her across the back of her scalp, and now she's choking her out on the second ropes, and then lays three vicious forearm shots. Damn, she's whooping this girl's booty right now. 5 vicious forearm strikes across the face of Carmen Harris. Oh, and Carmen rolls Lacey up. Almost a quick pin. Lacey kicks out after 2, and then she rolls Carmen Harris over into the corner, and Carmen slams face first into the second turnbuckle. Now she's being choked out, courtesy of Lacey Evans on the first rope turnbuckle. And Lacey Evans right now with some ruthless aggression in this match, taking it to Carmen Harris. Now she throws Carmen across the ring to the other side of the ropes, and now she starts doing push-ups where she's basically showing off not only her strength, but also showing off the ladies, if you catch my drift. And now she shows her flexibility and athleticism by going to the third rope and going straight up with the legs, staying upside down, and then comes on the way down. Pause, no pun intended. Lands her 2 feet onto the face of Carmen Harris. And now she's over here saluting to the fans and talking smack. And the fans over here giving her a boo that's like echoing the entire stadium. And now a smack across the face of Carmen and now pulling her by her hair. I tell you what, Carmen Harris doesn't even look like she's even old enough to be in the match. She looks like she's barely even 18. Lacey Evans here taking it to her now, putting her in a one-arm submission hold, choking her out. And Carmen trying to tap out, but having no opportunity to tap. She was trying to tap on her own stomach, her own chest area, because she was such in a weird position. And Lacey Evans now putting the hold tighter. The referee calls for the bell because Carmen finally got to tap out. And now Carmen looking like she's in such a weird chokehold, bro. She is getting obliterated by Lacey Evans right now. Man, Lacey Evans having no type of mercy here tonight on this jobber, aka Carmen Harris. Sheesh. And now she's wiping her feet on the mat to throw dirt into the face of Carmen Harris. Man, Lacey Evans out here winning this match in about 3 minutes or less, taking it to her. Well, now we have backstage again. We've got Jimmy Uso trying to get a hold of Jey Uso again, and it keeps going to voicemail. Jey Uso, no response. And now Paul, the wise man, looking at Jimmy Uso with this upset and almost concerned look on his face. Man, this is crazy. No responses by Jey Uso. Jimmy explaining how pissed off and frustrated he is right now. The wise man not even really caring or listening. Yo, Paul Heyman got a fresh suit on tonight too, bro. Nice little blue blazer, red tie, red handkerchief. I'll tell you what, man. Jimmy right now looking absolutely concerned. He is completely in distraught right now that his brother has not answered him for almost 2 weeks. Tonight, by the way, guys, the SmackDown lineup will have Jimmy and Jey Uso. They're supposed to be defending their titles against Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Jimmy Uso says, he points at the wise man and says, "Yo, you can go ahead and back me up, right? You can help me in this match, bro. That is not happening. Paul Heyman is not going to be in no tag team competition. He is not even a wrestler." Now Jimmy Uso patting Paul Heyman, telling him, he says, "You know what? My brother will be there tonight, even though he's not answered or responded yet." You know what I'm saying? And now they're announcing that the tag titles are going to be coming up next after commercial break. Woo! Man, oh man. Will tonight be the next step into the installment of the Bloodline getting destroyed, losing the match, and possibly being dethroned of their long tag team reigning titles? This is going to be crazy. We got Kyle Andrade showing support again. Let me go ahead and read some of these. He says hello on this one. On the next one, he says, "This is next week when Peacock Limousine face Roman Reigns at the Chamber." I think he meant Sami Zayn, and I guess the autocorrect put Limousine. So yes, this is no, sorry, man, this is not the week. It's next week. Next week, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. This one says that will remain just going to choke on this game because he's scared of them, and saying I can tell because you saw him when Roman Reigns got down on the floor, he got shocked what he did to him. So I think he's saying he thinks Sami Zayn is going to pull off the upset. And then on this one, he says, Jimmy J, they worried about Jey Uso. And then he says, I want next week when Roman Reigns faces them on Peacock. So, yeah, he was referring to basically the pay-per-view. It's available on Peacock. It'll be available on Peacock next week, not this weekend, guys. This weekend is Super Bowl weekend, so luckily they didn't jam up the WWE pay-per-view this weekend with Super Bowl. So yeah, it'll be next week on Peacock, Elimination Chamber, and that's going to be a good one. I'm going to be hosting a live stream for that one as well, giving you the live commentary updates for that too. That's going to be a good one to go. So right now, guys, if you just tune in, SmackDown current updates. Sami Zayn, Paul Heyman had a conversation to start off the show. Sami Zayn basically was all over Paul Heyman the same way that Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman had a conversation this week on Monday Night Raw. Now tonight on SmackDown, you got Sami Zayn going one-on-one in the ring, verbal conversation, verbal confrontation with Paul Heyman. So the wise man has had a busy week so far, and Sami Zayn basically, in short words, stated he's taking the title away from Roman Reigns. Then, following after that, you had a tag team match between Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and they defeated Hit Row. And right after that, they had a promo, and the promo basically was the Vikings are coming after Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. They are looking to possibly increase and make this a faction. So I got a feeling we're going to have the Vikings, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, all are going to be part of one faction. I don't know if they're going to possibly change the name, but it seems like they're trying to make Sheamus and Drew McIntyre turn heel. And once they become heel, they're going to be a part of the Vikings, aka the Raiders. Also, Jimmy Uso has been trying to contact his brother throughout the show and still has had no success. The titles will be defended tonight. Whether or not Jey Uso shows up, we have yet to see. He has not showed up tonight so far. He has not showed up on Raw. He has not shown up, on last week's SmackDown. So it's been missing. And I think also he didn't show up on Raw 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think when I covered it. So yeah, pretty much since the pay-per-view. It's been around 2 weeks already, man, and there has been no sight of Jey Uso. So it's going to be interesting to see, will Jey show up tonight to be there for his brother, so that we can go ahead and see if they will successfully defend the titles, or is this a clear sign that the bloodline is going to start breaking up tonight? Obviously, they started breaking up at the Royal Rumble with Sami Zayn attacking Roman. Roman then, sending the dogs after him as well, aka Solo Sikoa and Jimmy. So that was the first step into the alliance breaking up, the faction, the bloodline basically. Tonight, if the Usos lose these titles, or if Jey Uso doesn't show up at all, that's going to be another sense of direction that the bloodline is going to continue falling apart. And then, of course, you have Chamber with Sami Zayn, and then if he happens to win somehow, then he's going to lead on to WrestleMania to defend it against Cody. I think all in all, the faction will break up eventually, even if it doesn't happen tonight or at the Chamber match. We will see it no later than April, on one of the nights leading up to WrestleMania, basically. So right now it's showing a recap. Now that we're back from commercial break, and the recap is it was a Fatal 4-Way women's match, which was last week's SmackDown, which Shayna Baszler, Natalia, I think it was Zelina Vega, and I forgot who was the other person, but it was a Fatal 4-Way. The winner would be going to the Chamber match, and Natalia ended up putting the sharpshooter onto Zelina Vega and won. So now she's moving forward. Now we got Sonya Deville complaining again. Bro, Adam Pearce has got his hands tied, bro. Sonya Deville was complaining to Adam Pearce, saying, yo, I need a shot at Elimination Chamber. And Adam Pearce was like, yo, you just had a title shot. He was like, you lost to Charlotte Flair, which is true. This is big facts. Adam Pearce. Wait, hold on a second. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. So Adam Pearce, right? He's been getting a lot of how you call it, a lot of grief, for lack of better words, right? Sonya Deville, week after week after week, right, has been coming through complaining. I don't get no title shot. So what happened? Adam Pearce gave her a title shot against Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair won the match, dominated most of it. She retained the title. Now she's coming this week, and she's like, "Yo, why am I not in an opportunity for the Chamber pay-per-view?" He's like, "Bro, you just had a title opportunity. What are you even talking about?" Okay, so she's upset about that. While she's complaining to Adam Pearce, Chelsea Green shows up. If you guys don't know, Chelsea Green came in as the number 20 entry in the Royal Rumble. Chelsea Green also happens to be the woman that is going around Raw and SmackDown complaining to everybody that she deserves, high level treatment. Mind you, this girl, she's never even won a title. She's relatively new to the business, to my knowledge. She hasn't done anything, productive that would give her any bigger opportunities, right? So she comes in while Sonya Deville's complaining to Adam Pearce backstage. She jumps in and says, "Hey, listen, we need to put a complaint on on things going on Raw." And then she says, "I'm not getting the proper treatment, and now I'm on SmackDown. I'm also not getting treated right." So she's kind of like a brat, kind of like one of these blonde bimbos that think that they deserve everything in the world without doing anything just because she looks, obviously hot, right? Which she is hot. And then she says, "Well, and then she goes to Sonya Deville, "Hey, can you believe how this guy's talking to us?" Because Adam Pearce started saying that both of them just complain and complain. They have a lot of similarities. And she goes to Sonya Deville and says, "Man, this guy, can you believe how he's talking to us?" And she's literally saying it right in front of, Adam Pearce's face. So then Adam Pearce says, "You know what? Since you guys like to complain a lot and you guys want opportunity, all right, I'm gonna put you two together." So he teams up Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green in a tag team match. And Sonya Deville's like, "There will never be a we." And she starts talking smack basically to Chelsea Green. And then Adam Pearce is like Adam Pearce is bald, by the way, and he's trying not to pull his hair out, and he has no hair. So this was a funny segue. Usually Adam Pearce is pretty boring, but in this segue with Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, pretty comedic. So it was a nice little clip in the back. Now, by the way, we've got Braun Strowman and Ricochet came in the ring together, and now we got Jimmy Uso came to the ring to defend the titles. They're both looking at him like, "What's happened? Are you defending the title by yourself?" And now the lights are off, they're dimmed. Jimmy's like this, looking around, not understanding where his brother. He's like, "Yo, is he gonna?" He's like, "Is he gonna come out?" He's like, "Man, I guess he's not coming out." Oh wait, hold on. Jimmy Uso's pointing to the crowd, and look at Jay Uso. Oh, Jay Uso pulled up through the crowd. Man, showing up at the last minute. Jay Uso. Jay Uso's coming out. No, there was no music that played, so you didn't know where he was coming from. But all of a sudden, you see Jimmy pointing towards the crowd. Jay Uso is here. Oh man, Jay Uso's here. Now, does this mean though he's actually going to try to help his brother win the titles, or do you think maybe he's going to cost his brother the title shot? And this is going to be interesting. First time seeing Jay Uso after 2 weeks, and Jay Uso gives his brother a big brotherly hug with the titles. Oh man, are they reunited? Man, oh man, it's nice to see Jay. Jay's been gone for 2 weeks. I still don't think that they're gonna necessarily resolve everything, even if they win the titles tonight. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be interesting, man, because this match right now I thought was gonna end up being a handicap match, and ironically enough, it is not going to be a handicap match. And ironically enough, we are going to have a nice tag team match. So at least if the Usos lose, let them lose with honor rather than, losing the titles by Jay Uso not showing up would have sucked. And of course, it would have been bad, that Jimmy has to go 1-on-2 competition to defend the undisputed, the undisputed tag team titles. Let me see what we got here. We got Kyle Andrade um, says Jey Uso's by himself, and then he says he's gonna lose the title. He's so slow. Well, we'll see, man. Maybe they're gonna retain the titles. I don't know. I think they're still gonna. Obviously, I still believe that the faction of the Usos, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. I think eventually the faction has to obviously come to an end, and eventually I think they will lose the titles, right? But here's the thing. I honestly believe that this is going to be an opportunity for them to prove themselves. If everything goes good tonight, it doesn't mean that everything's forgiven, and it doesn't mean that necessarily the faction is gonna, stick together. But if they at least win tonight, we know that more than likely they'll hold those titles at least bare minimum to WrestleMania, right? Now, a lot of fans are expecting that as we get to WrestleMania, right? Either they're gonna lose the titles, or if they don't lose it on the journey to WrestleMania, they're at least gonna lose it at WrestleMania. What will really be shocking is if we all thought that all this time that the faction of the bloodline is going to break up, and then they somehow end up reconciling, they forgive each other, they defend all the titles successfully, not only tonight but also at Chamber, and then go to WrestleMania, and we think that they're going to lose, and they end up still keeping those titles. That would be interesting if WWE was to continue the path of the bloodline moving forward as champions after Mania. Bro, that would be insane. I wouldn't be mad at it, to be honest, but it would be very interesting, and I would be curious to see how the fans would react if something like that actually were to take place and actually happen. That would be very interesting to see, my friends. Very interesting. Of course, we got 2 months until all that gets dissected and becomes fruition. But we will see, man. This is gonna be very interesting. Right now, let's see. We got a commercial break, but the commercial should be ending in a few seconds. So should be coming back in a moment here for this tag team title match. But this is gonna be, I think this is gonna be the best match that I've wanted to see on SmackDown, not only tonight but in general. Because it'd be interesting to see if because the Usos, bro, I'll tell you what, they typically don't be defending their titles at the pay-per-views often, but they do defend them pretty often on the regular programming. They've defended them before on like SmackDowns, they've defended them before on Raw content. So they may not always be at a pay-per-view, but yo, they be doing their thing. Ooh, and next week, guys, on Monday Night Raw, if you're in the Brooklyn, New York area, Raw is going to Brooklyn, my friend, going to the Northeast. That was my hometown back in the day. If I lived out there, that would have been nice to see Raw in Brooklyn. Well, it looks like we are back from commercial break, and Jay Uso starting the match, trying to put an, a submission hold on the hand and wrist area of Ricochet. Ricochet spins around and flips out of it, and now Jay Uso with the ones in the air. He knocks Ricochet to the mat, and immediately with the ones to the air. Oh, and now they're running ropes to rope. Ricochet jumps over. Oh, and he flips over Jay. Jay goes for a clothesline. Now we got Ricochet, gets out of it, and he gets dropped by Jay Uso. Now Jay Uso hyped up, tags his brother in Jimmy. Now Jimmy with a nice punch to the abdomen area of Ricochet. So Ricochet and Jay Uso started this match, but now it's Ricochet and Jimmy in the ring. Braun Strowman yet has not seen any action. Ricochet gets thrown to the corner, leaps over Jimmy. Jimmy goes for a nice punch, but he misses. Then Ricochet bounces off the ropes with a flying backwards elbow that lands, goes for the pin, and then it's a kick out by Jimmy Uso. Man. Oh, and Braun Strowman tagged himself in early into this match. Oof. And a massive two-hand axle hit across the oblique and abdomen area of Jimmy, courtesy of Braun. And then Braun Strowman then quickly throws Jimmy across to the corner, and he bounces off the ropes. Oof. And Braun Strowman with a punch across the chest of Jimmy Uso. Jimmy gets thrown to the other side of the ring, corner to corner. Ricochet gets tagged in. Ricochet now going corner to corner and gets flung by Braun Strowman into Jimmy. Then Jimmy catches a nasty impact by Braun. Then he catches a drop kick by Ricochet and goes for the immediate pin and a kick out. But now Jimmy going to the outside of the ring to get himself recovered. Jey Uso goes to regroup with his brother, getting his brother back into the game, trying to motivate and inspire him. But I don't know, man. This is looking a little suspect because there's moments where it looks like Jey Uso almost wants to attack his brother from behind, no pun intended. And I think that it will be very interesting if Jay betrays Jimmy in this match tonight. All right, now we've got Jimmy back in the center of the ring, locked arms with Ricochet. Ricochet breaks out of it. A nice sweeping kick that drops Jimmy. Oof. And a nice moonsault that lands on top of Jimmy in the center of the ring. Kick out after two. And Wade Barrett talking at ringside saying, "What a great time to be alive, to be enjoying wrestling, to witness the greatest of all time in Roman Reigns." We all know that Michael Cole doesn't agree with that because he thinks John Cena is the GOAT, but I don't think John Cena is the GOAT in anybody's category. Ooh, and a nice little double team action that sends Ricochet into the air and then turns into a Samoan drop, courtesy of both Jimmy and Jey Uso working as a tag team. Jay, now the legal man, then he chops across the face of Ricochet, and then Ricochet is on the outside of the ring, trying to catch himself and get back into rhythm. And Jey Uso right now talking smack over to the referee and waiting for Ricochet to get up on his feet so he can continue the competition. And right now we got a quick commercial break. Let me see any other comments dropping here. We got Kyle Andrade. Kyle Andrade dropping comments galore. Appreciate the support. Let me see what Kyle has to say on this one. He says the haunting get it, no, and don't get confused about that. I know they cousins, but I'm still confused. Then he says, when is this next week? Is going to be Sunday or Saturday? Then he says, okay. Yes, so Kyle, the WWE pay-per-view. Let's go ahead and actually let me make a note here. I think it's February 18th. February 18th. Let me look at my calendar real quick. That should be Saturday if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, so Saturday will be the WWE pay-per-view for Elimination Chamber. I'll be here hosting live commentary updates. For those of you who do not have access, you can tune into this show. If you want to get access, it'll be available on Peacock. Peacock only costs you $9.99 a month, so $10. $10 for the one that has no commercials and no ads, and then $5 if you don't care about commercials and ads. I don't like watching pay-per-views with ads or commercials, so I just pay $10 a month. I like the service, and it just runs smoothly. But if you want to go with the $5 one, you do have to expect, of course, that there will be some ads and commercials in between. But go for the 10, guys. Go for the 10. It's worth it. They give you the live pay-per-view updates. If you missed the first one, they give the replay right after. Also, they give post conferences, so behind the scenes stuff that you may not normally see, and also stuff that they don't talk about on Raw or SmackDown. You see the post conference after the pay-per-view. And also, if you like the pre-show, they got the pre-show. So that's going to be February 18th. That's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. If you don't want to pay anything, to just tune in like you normally do right here, and I'll be giving you the live commentary updates of all the matches for the entire pay-per-view from beginning to end. And if there is another post-conference, more than likely I'll provide feedback on the post-conference as well, if I'm not too tired after the pay-per-view is done. If not, I'll just give the live, pay-per-view updates and then call it a day from there. Let me see. Kyle says, you know me, might have a hard time finding Roman Reigns' face. Might have a hard time finding that on Peacock. Yeah, man, you don't have to get it. Just tune into here, bro. The same way you've tuned in before. Just tune into this. I'll give you all the live updates. By the way, guys, it is still on commercial break. And, actually, spoke too soon. Commercial's over. So we're back to the tag team titles on the line tonight. Oh, actually, guys, tonight the titles, I thought it was for both the Raw and SmackDown titles, aka the undisputed tag team titles. Actually, they're not. They only put on the line the blue titles, which is the SmackDown titles. And I thought there was something a little bit different about this match because, and I'll get back to that thought in a second. But right now, not Jimmy, Jey Uso in the ring, went for a kick. Ricochet blocked it. And then after that, later on, Ricochet gets chopped across the face, courtesy of Jey Uso. Now Jay over here barking over at Jimmy, trying to get him hyped. Tags Jimmy back into the match. Ricochet right now has become the official sacrificial sheep of this match. And Jimmy relentless punches across the dome of Ricochet. Ricochet now over here in the corner getting planted about 5 or 6, maybe 7 punches in a row, courtesy of Jimmy. And on the outside of the ring, we got Jey Uso with the ones in the air. Now Jimmy with the one in the air. Woo! And now Jimmy chanting, ooh, and the fans go, so. It's like, ooh, so. And they're like this. You guys already know. Oh, the camera's kind of blocking it out. There it is. There it is, my friends. The bloodline. Number one. Number one in your mind and number one in your hearts. The bloodline. So, yeah, I like to show you guys that. The one finger. I bought that at SummerSlam, Nashville, by the way. Nice little, nice little thing to have there for the entertainment purposes here for you guys, as well as bringing it to pay-per-views and live events. Oh, when Ricochet leaps off the second rope with a crossbody, lands on Jimmy Uso, and now both guys are reeling for a tag. Braun Strowman right now, super, super hyped, ready to go. Guys, again, I think this is only for the Smackdown titles, and I'll tell you why in a moment, why I think so. Ooh, when Braun Strowman gets tagged in, Jey Uso gets tagged in, some shoulder tackles to Jey Uso down twice. Then he takes down Jimmy, who was in the corner. Oof. Now he runs to Jey, who was in the corner, and plants two arms across to him, running him over like a freight train. And then he attacks again with a nice shot across the chest area of Jey Uso, and then goes for the immediate pin. But Jey kicks out after two. Now he's barking orders over at Jey Uso. Braun Strowman ready for Jey to get up so he could go ahead and continue this massive onslaught of an attack going on here. Goes for a clothesline, but then Jey with the high IQ pulls down on the third rope. Braun Strowman falls to the outside, catches a super kick courtesy of Jey Uso. Then after that, Jimmy tries to get a cheap shot, and Braun Strowman beats him up temporarily. And then Jey Uso runs through the ropes, takes out Braun Strowman. Then he goes outside the ring, hits him with a super kick. Now he throws Braun back in the ring, body to body off the third rope, goes for the immediate pin. Oh, my goodness, bro. A kick out with a 2.9. That's how close of a 3 count it was. That is bogus. This guy literally had the victory. Ricochet didn't help kick him out. Braun Strowman didn't even look like he kicked out. It looked like the referee basically went like this on purpose and kind of like paused on the 3 count before Braun Strowman even elevated his foot. Man, that should have been over with the Usos retaining the titles. Braun Strowman tried to go for a nice little running bulldog slam, and he catches a super kick instead, tags in Ricochet. Ricochet jumps in with a cross body, then does a springboard moonsault off the ropes as well. Then he does a nice little somersault, a running somersault on ground level, lands that 3 moves in a row by Ricochet, all high impact, goes for the quick pin, and unfortunately a kick out. Well, fortunately, because I'm going for the Usos, so I would say fortunately a kick out after 2. Man, oh man, what a great match right here between the Usos versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman. And yeah, they announced it again. They're showing it on the screen, only the blue titles. So only the tag team titles for the Smackdown brand are being defended tonight. Initially, I believe it was supposed to be for both sets of titles, and I guess it's not. Well, Ricochet tried to get Jey in a move. Jey ends up tagging Jimmy in. Ricochet literally ricochets off of Jimmy Uso with a nice spin move. Ooh, catches him in the face with a knee. Braun gets tagged in. Braun got Jimmy in the air. Oh, he goes for the running bulldog power slam. The old school bulldog finisher with the running power slam. Now he rips his shirt off, points over at Ricochet, telling Ricochet to go up top for the double team tag team move here, where Ricochet gets on the shoulders of Braun Strowman here. Braun has got him way up in the air. Ooh, and a nice little swanton bomb off the shoulders of Braun Strowman. And the crowd gets excited thinking that they got the victory. And nope, Jey Uso pulls the leg of Ricochet, and Ricochet ends up not getting the victory. Braun Strowman grabbing his head like, what just happened? They thought that they had the SmackDown titles. They thought they had the victory, and unfortunately, it's a no. It's a kick out after 2. Well, not a kick out, actually. It's a interruption by Jey Uso. Oh, and now here we go. Braun Strowman on the outside of the ring, running around. Oh, no. He misses Jey Uso. Jey Uso ducks. Jey Uso ducks, and Braun Strowman goes flying over the announcer's table. Oh, but Ricochet went flying high impact, runs rope to rope and leaps over the third, lands a nice little beautiful somersault that takes Jey Uso out. And now we've got only Ricochet versus Jimmy. Oof. And a nasty chop across the face, courtesy of Jimmy. Yo, Jimmy has been chopping the face of Ricochet all night. Oh, Jimmy trying to go for a superplex. Jey Uso gets tagged in. Ricochet throws Jimmy off the third rope. And now again, Ricochet. Woo! Ricochet lands with a shooting star press. But then Jey Uso lands his own body to body. Yes, let's go, baby. And they retain the titles. Woo! So Jimmy gets thrown off of the third ropes. He lands on his back, right? Ricochet was still on the third. Ricochet does a nice little shooting star press that lands on Jimmy. But the thing is, he didn't see that Jay had already tagged himself in. So while he goes and lands this off the third, Jay is already on the other ropes, leaps off, lands on top of the Ricochet, who was on the ground level, and then goes for the immediate pin. 1, 2, 3, and the Usos retain the title, courtesy of Jey Uso getting the finisher off the top rope, courtesy of Jey Uso ducking when Braun Strowman went running flying towards him. Braun Strowman got wiped out over at the announcer's table, and courtesy of Jey Uso pulling Ricochet off of Jimmy when it looked like it was going to be a 3 count for sure after Braun Strowman and Ricochet had done the tag team finisher. Woo! Thanks for coming to SmackDown, but unfortunately, guys, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, after going through the tournament, will not be getting the titles. And here is a thought that I was saying earlier. Braun Strowman and Ricochet were supposed to be going for, I thought it was supposed to be for the undisputed titles, and I thought it was going to be for, both Raw and SmackDown. They had announced SmackDown only, and I see the referee holding the 2 blue titles. I'm like, wait, so the Raw titles are not going to be on the line, just the SmackDown? Then they re-announced it again during the match. So it was just for the SmackDown, not for both titles. But nonetheless, it doesn't even matter, because guess what? Jey Uso showed up tonight with the ones, with the finger in the air. Jey Uso prevented the match from ending. Jey Uso prevented himself from getting run over by Braun Strowman on the outside of the ring. And Jey Uso plants the at the end of the match. And we've got still your undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Jimmy J. The Usos. Yes, sir. Well, that brings a sense of relief, I bet, to the bloodline and all the bloodline fans and supporters like myself, because I want to see the faction continue going. So what that means is, since those guys held the titles tonight, now we just got to see Roman Reigns retain against Sami Zayn at the Elimination Chamber. And if he does that, well, looks like we're going to have the bloodline rolling into WrestleMania still as your undisputed WWE Universal Champ and the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. I'll be honest with you guys. I almost think that the WWE is going to change their sense of direction. Why do I say that? Because most fans are presuming that the bloodline is going to separate and that the bloodline is going to be dethroned from their titles at WrestleMania. Now, if that happens, would I be mad? I mean, they had a good run, right? I wouldn't be too mad. But if they retain the titles at WrestleMania as well, after successfully defending it tonight, and then if Roman Reigns successfully defends both at the Chamber and defeats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, the fans are going to be absolutely shocked, because and I know it is very highly expected that WWE is more than likely going to take the titles away from them. So we'll see, my friends. We'll see how that's going to roll, because to be honest, I have no idea which direction WWE is going to go, because it almost seemed like they were definitely going to dethrone these guys. And I thought tonight would have been like another step forward, like make them lose possibly one of the titles or both of the titles on SmackDown. That didn't happen. We got the Chamber next week. That doesn't happen. Then if WrestleMania comes through and it doesn't happen, then that'll be crazy. Imagine WWE having them hold the title for like another 2 years. That'll be insane. That would be insane, bro. That'll be crazy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. We will see how it all plays out. I'm not sure what else is left on SmackDown tonight. What do we got left? We got about 51 minutes of SmackDown left. I'm not sure what else is left, but for those of you that may have just tuned in, the Usos successfully retained the titles, so they will still be your champions going into Chamber. I don't know if they're expected to defend. Excuse me. I don't know if they're going to defend the titles at Chamber because, to my knowledge, since they defended them tonight, there wasn't anything scheduled for the Chamber. So I would assume they have the night off on that regard. Plus, they're probably going to help Roman Reigns more than likely retain his title against Sami Zayn. So there has not yet been a discussion about the Usos defending the titles at the pay-per-view, especially since they defended it tonight. Then you've got earlier tonight, Lacey Evans destroyed this girl. She looked like she was a jobber. Her name was Carmen Harris. I've never heard of her. I've never seen her, so I have no idea who she is. But she was here, and she was trying to do her best against Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans just wiped the floor with her and got an easy victory. Earlier tonight, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, they won their match. And then before that, Sami Zayn had a verbal conversation with Paul Heyman. So that's SmackDown in a nutshell, guys. So far, that is the first hour of SmackDown. I want to thank you for everyone who tuned in. And there is still one more hour left of SmackDown. Well, a little bit less than an hour, but yeah, I'm wondering what exactly do we have left, because I know that the women's chamber match, I believe, is already scheduled with everybody that's supposed to be in it. I believe the men's also should already have all 6 entrants as well. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Back from commercial break. Jay's like, I got your back. He's like, I got your back. Telling to Jimmy. Wait, hold on. He just asked his brother Jay Uso a question. I didn't catch what the question was, but he says, are you in or are you out? And now Paul Heyman, he's looking with a shocked look on his face. He goes, is that your brother? And he goes, yeah. He goes, the same thing. He goes, nah, he just left. Well, a nice little interaction with Jimmy and Jay Uso backstage, but it looks like Jay Uso is about to go home after successfully defending the titles. Well, yeah, here we go. The women that are going to be in the match: Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Natalia, Carmella, and Raquel Rodriguez. Those are the 6 women going up. They are all the ones that qualified either in a match on a fatal 4-way or through, lasting very long in the Royal Rumble. Therefore, there will be no more women that will be a part of that match. Now, Natalia is talking about how great it is to be back on SmackDown and to be back in the chamber match. She's looking pretty fine tonight. Yo, Natalia looking nice tonight. She's over here talking about how her nose was broken. She says that her nose was broken by Shayna, and she says that because Shayna broke her nose in the past and took something from her. Ooh. She says that Shayna broke her nose, and she basically broke Shayna Baszler's dreams by taking her spot in the Elimination Chamber. She's talking a lot of smack. Now she says she's going to win the chamber match at the pay-per-view and go to WrestleMania to headline. And she says that Shayna Baszler is kind of like a Walmart version, a downgraded version of Ronda Rousey. Ooh, and now an interruption by Shayna Baszler coming out to the ring right now as we speak. I'm not going to lie, Shayna's so busted. Shayna is coming out to the ring saying, I'm tired of everyone dismissing my accomplishments. I don't know what those accomplishments would be. She doesn't have a long list of accomplishments. The fans are chanting, knock off Ronda. Because Natalia said she's a knockoff version of Ronda Rousey. So they're like, knock off Ronda. Shayna Baszler says that she was winning titles before Ronda Rousey was even in WWE. Oh, Ronda Rousey's theme music coming out. Is she here tonight? Oh, Ronda Rousey's here tonight. Ronda Rousey coming out though in a weird fit though. I can't tell if she's on a martial arts fit, a MMA fit. I can't tell if she's like she wasn't expecting to be here tonight. I'm not gonna lie, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, like their face, like in the eye region, they have like the same makeup, so they look almost like they could be like sisters. Shayna Baszler out here with a cheap shot on Natalia, and now both women attacking Natalia. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler doing a 2-on-1 hit piece right now to Natalia inside of the ring. So I guess Natalia is officially a face, no longer a heel. And Shotzi in the ring looking to come out here. Now Shotzi going up against Ronda. Shayna Baszler stops the attack. Ronda Rousey throws Shotzi down. Yo, Ronda looks so rusty, bro. Damn, her snapmare takedowns are terrible. She did it to Shotzi, and then now she did it to Natalia. And she sucks. She looks like she ain't been in the ring for a minute. She doesn't look like a wrestler anymore. She doesn't move like a wrestler anymore. But again, a nice side note, Natalia looking sensational tonight. To me, Natalia usually looks a little average, but tonight, whoo, she's looking great. Well, it looks like Ronda Rousey is possibly maybe coming back and maybe becoming a heel. I don't know. Oh, and now we got backstage Jey Uso. Oh, Jey Uso walking backstage by himself, and Sami Zayn pulled up. Holy! Oh, Sami Zayn tells Jey Uso, "Welcome back." He says, "I can't even imagine what you're going through right now." Sami Zayn says that it meant the world to him that Jey Uso walked out and did not attack him when he betrayed, Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn talking to Jey Uso, saying that Jey Uso has wanted to see Roman Reigns go down in a very long time, putting words in Jey Uso's mouth right now. And he's saying, listen, there's a way out for you. And he says, the way out for you is for Roman Reigns to lose and be dethroned. I got a feeling that if Sami Zayn wins at the pay-per-view at Chamber, it is going to be courtesy of Jey Uso. Damn, Sami Zayn dabbed him up. Jey Uso right now looking yo. So here's the controversy. Jey Uso showed up to be here for Jimmy Uso when we thought he wasn't, right? He's been missing for 2 weeks. And then he comes in, absolutely outshines Jimmy in the match, outshines even the competitors in his match in Braun Strowman and Ricochet. They win and they retain the SmackDown titles. Then you got backstage that just happened. You got Sami Zayn trying to pull a fast one on Roman Reigns by speaking one-on-one with Jey Uso backstage, putting these weird thoughts into his mind, right? He says, listen, for a very long time, you have wanted a way out. For a very long time, you have wanted to see Roman Reigns get dethroned and be taken down. Has Sami Zayn and Jey Uso all this time been secretly friends? And has Jey Uso secretly wanted to see the destruction of Roman Reigns. We all know Sami Zayn secretly wanted to destroy Roman Reigns because he's literally elaborating that right now. But what's very, very, very suspect is that Jey Uso, he initially tried to tell Sami Zayn, like, get out of here. Because Sami Zayn was like this. He says, listen, I just want you to know that I basically, got love for you and support you. He puts his hand up like this for a fist bump. And then Jey Uso looks at me and goes, man, you got to get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to dab him up because he's kind of like saying, I agree with what you're saying. And then Sami Zayn, with a very serious face, he goes, oh, you want me out of here? He goes, I'm leaving. And he goes, he stands there waiting for the dab. And then all of a sudden, Jey Uso looks around again. He looks around. He goes like this. And he dabs up Sami Zayn. I was like, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn might be having a secret alliance to take Roman Reigns down. Bro, the controversy continues because I'm thinking Jey Uso initially, since he returned tonight and he won the title with his brother, I'm thinking like, okay, cool. Bloodline might try to fix it maybe. But Sami Zayn putting all these different thoughts into Jey Uso's mind. And right now, Jey Uso, I don't know. Jey Uso looking like he about to betray Roman Reigns possibly at the Elimination Chamber. That'll be insane. Oh, man. I don't know. Now I really don't know what's going to happen at the Chamber match. I was so sure. Whoa. Friday Night SmackDown's last episode before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this year is going to be in London. Sheesh. WWE going back to London. I tell you what, London has become a hotspot for places like NFL and WWE SmackDown. Oh, now we got LA Knight on the phone backstage. He's getting interviewed backstage and he says, listen, I'm not talking about the pitch black match. I'm looking in the future. We're not looking in the past. I don't know who this chick is backstage. I've never even seen her, but she was interviewing LA Knight and she tried to say, what is your thoughts? We haven't seen you since the match. And he was like, no. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the future. He's like, well, we got the women in the ring already, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. I'm not going to lie. Between Chelsea Green being an airhead and Sonya Deville being kind of like a very arrogant girl who really doesn't earn much, but always feels like she should have more, I think it's a good tag team. And I think they teamed them up pretty nicely. And now they're going up against the girls. Let's see who's coming out first. Oh, Raquel Rodriguez. Oh, and Liv Morgan. Okay. Raquel Rodriguez in full excitement to be out here in a tag team match with Liv Morgan. I ain't gonna lie. Liv Morgan, yeah, she does it for me. But anyways, this is a tag team match, guys. There will be no number one contendership in this match because I don't even know if there's even a women's tag team match. I mean, a women's tag team title, I should say. Well, the Elimination Chamber winner, by the way, is going to face Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. To my knowledge, I don't think there is a women's tag team match. I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking ahead in the future. Oh, no, actually, my bad. There is, but it's the NXT titles. I forgot about that. The NXT ones held by Dakota Kai and Io Sky. But other than that, I don't know if they have any other ones for Raw and SmackDown. But nonetheless, this match here, just a regular tag team match. Sonya Deville starts the match off against Liv Morgan. Nice little shoulder takedown. Has Liv Morgan on the mat. Now Sonya Deville running ropes to rope. Runs over Liv. Then Liv leaps over Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville leaps over Liv Morgan. And now Liv Morgan takes her down. I'm not going to lie. Liv Morgan looking a little bit extra cute tonight. Sheesh. Liv over here doing all kinds of flips and kind of rolling thunders out here. Ooh. She runs into Sonya Deville 2 times. And then in the third one, she sends a knee to the face of Sonya. Oh, damn. Liv Morgan jumps off the second rope and catches a nasty knee across her chin. Damn, that kind of landed pretty stiff. No pun intended. Liv Morgan looked like she kind of caught that knee right either on the chin or on the. Let me see the replay. Slow motion replay. Ooh, damn. She landed that. She landed that for real. Like Liv Morgan looking a little bit dizzy and out of breath. Now Chelsea Green gets put into the ring. She puts a leg to the back of Liv Morgan, and then she slams the face of Liv on the bottom first rope, and then Liv starts grabbing her nose again. So I really think that knee from Sonya Deville did actually land pretty successfully. It wasn't supposed to land that hard, but she did catch her nonetheless because she's showing signs of pain on the nose area. Now Sonya Deville gets tagged in, and she gets 2 punches into the abdomen area of Liv Morgan. Tell you, man, Liv Morgan looking like that shot of the knee really took it out of her. Oh, and now she catches a kick in the abdomen towards the direction of Sonya. Liv trying to get a tag, but now Sonya Deville over here grabs Liv Morgan by the hair and throws her across the ring. Ooh, and Liv Morgan with a nasty punch to Sonya Deville, and then an elbow to Chelsea Green, and then a punch across the face of Sonya again. But Chelsea Green pulls Liv by her hair, and then Sonya goes to punch Liv Morgan in the face. She accidentally punches Chelsea Green. She goes, "Oh shh!" She actually curses. You can hear the curse word on the camera. And now Raquel gets tagged in, and a couple of clotheslines takes down Sonya Deville a couple times. Now we've got Raquel dominating Sonya Deville. Ooh, and the nice fall away slam. Raquel doing the Razor Ramon style. Ooh, and a nice drop off the first rope by Raquel, landing on Sonya Deville. And Sonya with the high IQ grabs the bottom first rope. Chelsea Green seems to be getting herself back on the apron again. Ooh, Raquel catches a nasty boot to the face by Sonya. Chelsea Green over here looking a little bit dizzy. She tags in Chelsea Green. Oh, and Chelsea Green looking super scared. She says, "No, don't tag me in." And now Raquel grabbing Chelsea Green and plants Chelsea into the into the ring. And Chelsea looking like she don't want no piece of Raquel Rodriguez right now. Oh, and then Chelsea goes for a forearm hit but misses and catches Sonya Deville. So now both women have accidentally attacked each other. Raquel's got Chelsea in the air. She gets tagged in by Liv. And she slams Chelsea in the center of the ring. Now Liv into the ring. And Liv Morgan with the Oblivion move off the ropes. Nice little move by Liv Morgan. Oh, and then Liv Morgan runs towards Raquel. Raquel lifts Morgan up, and she power bombs Liv Morgan onto Chelsea Green and gets the victory. And Liv Morgan and Raquel looking like a great tag team out there. Liv Morgan still grabbing her chin area. So I think the chin, her mouth, and nose all got impacted by that shot earlier by Sonya Deville with the knee shot when she jumped off. And Liv Morgan blows a kiss towards the direction of Chelsea Green as to say, the kiss of death. Madcap Moss backstage. Well, who is this? Madcap Moss so stupid. He's telling his girl, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. Fatal 4-way match is going to face the IC champ on another week of SmackDown, or possibly, I don't know if it's going to be at the pay-per-view, but yeah, whoever wins this match gets a number one contendership for the Intercontinental title against Gunther, aka Gunther, however you want to pronounce it. So it's going to be a commercial break right now. I know that Rey Mysterio is also in that Fatal 4-way, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. He's been hiding from his son, and I hate to say it like that, but he has been hiding from his son past couple of weeks after the Rumble, or even prior to the Rumble. All right, let me see. Kyle, what else we got? Kyle dropped some stuff. He says, I got a question for you. Don't know what's going on with the bloodline. He says he's confused. Yeah, the bloodline stuff is interesting. Can be confusing with everything that's been going back and forth. Now he says, Kyle says, I'm going to have a little bit. I'm a little bit confused. Been watching Piga, but I might have a hard time finding that. So yeah, Bloodline right now has been an interesting roller coaster of events. You had Jay Uso in absence of Raws and Smackdowns for 2 weeks, not answering any phone calls for Roman Reigns, not answering any phone calls from Solo Sikoa or Jimmy Uso, or even Paul Heyman, the wise man. And then now he comes out tonight, surprise the crowd, surprise the audience. I thought they possibly might lose the titles. They end up defending only the SmackDown titles, which made me more inclined to think that they were definitely going to lose, just because of the fact that, usually if they're going to just defend one, that might have been like, okay, this is the setup right here. This is where WWE is going to, make them lose and possibly just keep only the Raw brand. You feel me? Nope. They retained, and Jey Uso dominated. But then you have Jey Uso backstage talking to Sami Zayn, dabs him up before he leaves, letting him know I'm on your side, basically, and that I'm against Roman Reigns. So I'm telling you, man, Roman Reigns is going to lose the title, but it's going to be courtesy of Jey Uso. Courtesy of Jey Uso. And it'd be crazy if he does it at the Chamber. That's going to be crazy. Now we got a commercial break right now. Let me see if I got anything else here on the comments. I think we're all up to date on the comments. That's for sure. By the way, guys, if you missed any part of this live stream, it will be available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as usual. Well, actually, Facebook and YouTube. Again, Twitch, I don't really know how it operates, because after you do the live stream, I don't know if it keeps the replays. So, in my experience, it hasn't. So your best bet, guys, is to like this video and subscribe, so that way you can watch the replay if needed. Also, any of the other videos in the past, you can watch those again. Those are all available on my YouTube channel, Ola TV Official, and on Facebook. If you have me, it's going to be available for replay immediately after this broadcast is done at Best Coach in the Biz. Pretty soon, going to be bringing that. As I told you guys last week, going to be testing out uh, the new Instagram update. The Instagram update shows that with live streaming regarding, they used to do live stream where you had to use just the app, and you had to do like a weird way to conduct the live stream, which didn't make sense for me before because it didn't work. But now they're changing it where you can use, like let's say if you're streaming the way I do, where you're using it from another platform into the app, you can do that. So you never know. You might see me eventually adding some live streams on Instagram. So for those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, tune in. That's coming soon one day. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, I'll give it to you right now. Coach King Zeus, all one word. Coach King Zeus, all one word. And that's where I'm at on Instagram. Said, guys, we are back to Smackdown here tonight. We've got what, about 27-ish, 27 minutes to go. Fatal four-way match coming up next here. Looks like it's going to be, again, for the number one contendership for IC. I know Rey Mysterio's in it. I'm trying to remember who else is in it, but I don't know. Ooh, look at this. Nice little backstage interview with Charlotte Flair and Michael Cole. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've never really found Charlotte Flair as like my type of diva, but I'm not going to lie. Tonight, she's looking sensational. She's very, very well kept or well prepped. Now, Michael Cole here asking questions to Charlotte Flair. He's saying how Rhea Ripley has discussed that Rhea says for 3 years she has her time to shine at the Chamber match. Charlotte Flair. So Charlotte Flair is saying that 3 years ago, right? She had her WrestleMania match against Rhea Ripley. She defeated her, which honestly I don't even know why I don't remember that match, because I've always been a fan of Rhea Ripley, and even though I'm not a big fan of Charlotte Flair, I don't remember that match at all. But nonetheless, 3 years ago, maybe I didn't watch that one, or maybe I just overlooked that match for some reason. But they fought each other nonetheless 3 years ago, and she says that at that time she wasn't ready. She was still young. She was still, immature. She was green, meaning I guess like she was kind of like selfish. But she says now, 3 years later, she would expect that she'd be ready to compete because she's had a long time. She's won the Rumble, etc. So Charlotte Flair kind of gave her dues, and then kind of kind of verbally destroyed her a little bit too. But nonetheless, I know that Charlotte Flair has to some degree some respect for her. So that's pretty much the gist of the interview. It was backstage. It was previously recorded. Michael Cole was interviewing her previously to SmackDown, and that was her thoughts on the upcoming match when she goes one on one against Rhea Ripley. I honestly wish Rhea Ripley would have picked Bianca Belair because it would have been two strong women going heads up. Not to say that Charlotte Flair isn't strong, but like strength, like in the women's division, those to me are the two strongest women. And of course, Raquel Rodriguez, Raquel Rodriguez, Bianca Belair, and of course, uh, um, Rhea Ripley. Like they're like, how do you say? They're like their presence. You can tell they're strong. The way they fight and also their physical look. You know what I'm saying? So right now we've got Scarlett in the ring, the one that accompanies Karrion Cross. I think Karrion Cross is in the Fatal Four Way because other than that, I don't know what he would be out here for. I'm gonna be honest, Karrion Cross. I think, to me, in my opinion, I don't think he's all that good to even be in this Fatal Four Way match. And if he wins this, I think it's gonna be kind of lame. I would rather see somebody else face Gunther for the IC title, but let's just see what direction this ends up being. So we've got Scarlett and Karrion Cross taking massive amounts of time to get into the ring. And now that they're finally in the ring, let's see if he's part of the Fatal Four Way or if he's going to have maybe like a singles match. He's probably part of the Fatal Four Way. Now we've got Madcap Moss. This guy has been like absolutely lost in the wrestling ring. Haven't seen this guy in forever. After Karrion Cross gets into the ring, and now Madcap Moss is on his way with his girlfriend Emma, or I think this is his girlfriend Emma. He called her babe. So they're on their way to the ring, and now they did announce that this is officially the Fatal Four-Way match. So you've got Karrion Cross accompanied to the ring with Scarlett, and then you've got Emma, who's I guess the alleged girlfriend of Madcap Moss, on the way to the ring. And Madcap Moss has a completely different image. He doesn't have like the Steve Urkel suspenders anymore. He's out here looking different as far as his persona. So we'll see if this means maybe he's gonna get a push, to the IC title for number one contendership. I highly doubt it though. Now we've got, I think is this Santos Escobar? Yep, this is Santos Escobar coming out, and he's being accompanied to the ring by Selena Vega. Santos Escobar representing the faction of Phantasma. So far, everyone has come out with their designated woman, whether it be a woman that they're dating or a woman part of their faction or part of just their company. Yo, Zelina Vega looking, whew, sheesh. Zelina Vega looking amazing tonight. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then, of course, the last person to come out is, as I was talking about earlier, is Rey Mysterio. So it's going to be interesting to see if Rey Mysterio is coming out alone. Because so far, everyone has been accompanied with like a woman that they're either dating or associated with or whatever. So maybe Rey Mysterio is gonna come out with like a Vicky Guerrero or something. The crowd getting excited and getting hyped over the Rey Mysterio Titantron intro and the music playing. And of course, Rey Mysterio didn't come out with anybody. No Vicky Guerrero. Didn't come out with maybe his wife. He came out absolutely alone. He's the only one not accompanied to the ring by a female companion or a female friend. I just found that interesting that everybody was like bringing their lady to the ring, and Rey Mysterio is coming out solo. Now, what would be more interesting to see is if tonight the Judgment Day happened to interfere into this match, costing Rey Mysterio the opportunity for the number one contendership. I mean, even though Judgment Day is typically exclusive to the Raw brand, oh, and his wife is actually front row. So he went to his wife and gave her a kiss. Well, she's not coming to the ring with him, but at least she happened to be there. What is going on here? We've got Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci in the skybox area watching the match from far away, all the way at the top of the rafters. So there it is, guys. Fatal 4-Way match is about to start. Number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I don't know if the title is going to be defended on SmackDown next week or if it's going to be defended at the pay-per-view at the Chamber. I would assume they're going to put it at the Chamber, hopefully, because sometimes WWE is funny like that. They'll put title shots, big title shots too, on the regular programming, and then they won't even have them at the pay-per-view. Let me see any other comments. I think we're good on the comments, guys. I think we're all caught up on the comments. How much time we got left on the clock? We got about 19, roughly about 19 minutes. I would assume that this match is going to be the final match of the evening. I don't think that there's anything else that we should be expecting from SmackDown tonight. But then again, sometimes they got their little surprises in between. But I'm thinking fatal 4-way match. It's a lot of guys, no pun intended. And I think that with that being said, I'm more than sure that this should take the rest of the evening because I don't think there's anything else scheduled for tonight. If there is, of course, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. But to my knowledge, I'm going to assume more than likely that SmackDown will be closing with this match. Now, it's tough to pick a winner on this one. I would assume that Rey Mysterio would be the obvious choice because he's the seasoned veteran, right? But at the same time, if we really want to look at this, I mean, who are they trying to give a push to? Maybe Karrion Kross, maybe Santos Escobar, or do they feel good about pushing Madcap Moss maybe into a more important role, important picture? I don't know. So if I'm not going with Rey Mysterio, I think the next most obvious choice would be Karrion Kross, right? Because I mean, that just seems obvious. I mean, that's the guy they've been trying to push. He had a couple of things in the past where he beat up guys like Drew McIntyre, well, sneak attacks at least. But match-wise, I haven't really seen Karrion Kross in a whole lot of high-performing matches, or at least matches that I could take serious that I care about. But nonetheless, if we're taking Rey Mysterio out of the equation and we're not giving Rey Mysterio any more title shot opportunities, I would assume, or I would say that Karrion Kross would be the obvious choice in this one because Madcap Moss, to me, even though his persona image looks a little bit different, he to me is like an upgraded version of Corbin. He's like an upgraded version of Corbin. You know what I'm saying? I put him in that kind of same category where they're both kind of like a little bit boring and unentertaining to watch. So next week on SmackDown, they're announcing that Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are going 2-on-2 competition against the Viking Raiders on SmackDown. And I think Drew McIntyre and the Vikings are going to lose. And then, Sheamus and I think Drew McIntyre are going to lose. Yeah. And then the Vikings are going to take over their minds. And then these guys are going to become a faction. And then it was announced also that for next week, Shotzi is going to be tagging up with, what's her name? The girl that I just spoke about. Well, anyways, a tag team match, Ronda Rousey. Oh, Natalia and Shotzi should be tagging up next week against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. So I guess Ronda Rousey maybe is back for, back to normal competition. Well, nonetheless, guys, the Fatal 4-Way has started. Rey Mysterio was over in the corner attacking Karrion Kross. Madcap Moss was over here taking care of business on his end against Santos Escobar. Escobar's on the outside of the ring. Madcap Moss gets thrown to the ropes by Karrion Kross, and as Santos Escobar pulls the third rope down, which sends Madcap over. And now we got Karrion and Rey Mysterio on the inside of the ring. Rey Mysterio gets thrown to the corner and flings off of it, bouncing. Santos Escobar now asking Karrion Kross. Santos over here saying, yo, let me go after Rey Mysterio. Now Karrion Kross says, no, let me go after him. And now they're starting to argue. And now Santos attacks Karrion Kross on the upper back area. And then Karrion Kross sends Santos Escobar over, well, I should say through the second rope to the outside. Ooh, and a nasty boot by Karrion Kross across the face of Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio came out with a royal blue and pink colors for his, for his Rey Mysterio outfit. I like these colors. Usually, I don't like the colors that Rey Mysterio has on for his fit, but these colors, I think is a perfect fit. Ooh, and Rey jumps off the third rope, lands on top of Karrion Kross, but then Karrion Kross gets up from the mat quickly and sends a nasty boot to the midsection of Rey Mysterio. Now Rey Mysterio over here reeling, trying to gather himself. Woo! Karrion Kross goes towards the direction of Rey Mysterio, but catches a boot in the face, and then Santos goes into the ring and chops Karrion across the chest. Rey Mysterio goes leaping towards the direction of Santos. Santos throws Rey over, and Rey lands on top of Karrion Kross and flings him across the ring. The nice little Hurricane Rana. Ooh, and a jump off the second rope by Rey Mysterio, but then gets caught in the air by Madcap, who then flings Rey Mysterio towards the direction of Santos Escobar, and Rey Mysterio gets taken out of competition momentarily. And now we got Madcap Moss just running into the chest and abdomen areas of both Karrion Kross and Santos Escobar, who both right now are trying to compose himself. Ooh, but then Karrion gets out the way, and Madcap runs into the corner. Now Karrion Kross with a couple of hits across both Escobar and Madcap. I'm not gonna lie, these guys are fighting a little bit botched. Like the moves that they're catching are like a little bit off, bro. They're not even hitting with high impact. Ooh, and now Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, the only two guys in the ring at the moment, staring each other down. So Escobar and Rey Mysterio, they have never met each other, and now they're going heads up, doing lucha libre style, Mexico against Mexico. Viva la raza for the boys. All right, Rey Mysterio over here try to go for a bulldog and catches a nasty boot across the face, courtesy of Escobar. Goes for the pin, but it's a kick out after two. And right now, Karrion Kross and Madcap Monster on the outside of the ring still. Rey Mysterio runs to the ropes, leaps over the ropes to the apron, and then catches Escobar in the face with a nasty boot as well, returning the favor. Then he leaps over the third rope and catches Escobar in a nice Hurricane Rana. Oh, but then a twirl-to-whirl backbreaker to the knee, courtesy of Escobar on Rey Mysterio's back, and goes for the pin. But it's a kick out. Now Escobar running to the ropes, and then Karrion grabs him by the feet and drops him down. But then he gets up and kicks Karrion Kross in the face. And now Rey Mysterio again going heads up with Escobar. And Escobar over here gets planted on the ropes for a 619. Woo! And he gets out of the way and kicks Rey Mysterio in the abdomen area. Now we got Madcap Moss trying to go after Escobar. He catches a kick. Ooh, Rey Mysterio leaps to the third rope and uses Escobar as an assist and takes out Karrion Kross. And now Escobar running through the ropes and takes out Madcap Moss. And now all four men are planted on the outside of the ring. What a match for the Intercontinental Championship. And now they show a close-up of Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci again. I forgot they were still up there in the top area by the skybox. They got the whole section to themselves. It's like 25 seats, and it's just three of them. So right now, all four guys in this fatal four-way match are absolutely reeling at this moment. And right now, we'll see who's going to be able to get the upper hand. But so far, most of the competition, most of it has been between Escobar and Rey Mysterio. And we got who we got? We got Ramji Gamara says, like, subscribe, done. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for liking the video and also for subscribing, my friend. And don't forget to hit the bell notification. Anytime that I go live, if you have the bell notification on and you put all, make sure to hit that bell and hit all, because if you don't, even if you subscribe, sometimes YouTube has this weird way of not sending you that notification. So if you hit subscribe, hit the bell, and after you hit the bell, make sure it says all on the bell, because it'll say all, personalized, or subscribe. You want to hit all. That way, every time, bro, I go on live stream, it's going to send you that notification to your device. And now we got Ramji Gamar again, and he says, a big fan, sir. Man, oh man, I appreciate the love and support. Thank you so much, Ramji. I thank you for, not only liking and subscribing, but also for dropping comments. To be quite honest, I appreciate also when you guys drop comments. It makes the conversation more interactive, and it makes it more, exciting, more funny, and more pleasant. So you're more than welcome to spam the comments with any, questions, ideas. If you're, thinking that something's going to happen at Chamber, if you think something's going to happen at WrestleMania, if you think there's going to be surprise appearances, you're always welcome to drop it in the comments, and we'll make sure to post it here. I'll make sure to post it here on the screen so that you can get recognition for dropping, the comment and for being interactive. So anybody that drops a comment will get love and support from me always, and I'll always make sure to show you on the screen to give you a proper shout out. So thank you, Ramji. Did not know that you were a big fan, and I want to thank you so much. Shout out to you, my friend. So right now in this fatal four-way match, we have a quick commercial break at the moment. But yes, while we're waiting on the commercial break, again, like I said before, I think that Rey Mysterio would be the obvious choice if we're not counting, the push that WWE is trying to give to Karrion Kross. I would assume that Rey Mysterio is going to find a way to win this match. But Karrion Kross seems to be on the radar for WWE. So I'm thinking that maybe Karrion Kross will somehow win, and probably if he wins, more than likely, I wouldn't be surprised if he pins Rey Mysterio. But here we go, back from commercial break. Now they're showing kind of like an aerial view of the skybox where Imperium is still sitting, watching attentively to see who's going to be the number one contender for Gunther's IC title. Karrion Kross going for a pin on Escobar, and Escobar kicks out after two. And now all four men are back officially in the ring. So far, it's been at most 2 or 3 men at a time in the ring, but now all four men are in the center of the ring. And a nice little overhead suplex performed by Karrion Kross onto Rey Mysterio. Then he kicks Madcap across the face, goes for a pin on Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio kicks out. Wow, they just said that Gunther. 245 days Gunther has had the IC title. And I think Michael Cole said that might be the longest reign either in this decade or in this century. So I don't know. I think Gunther might be number one for longest reigning IC champ of all time. And Madcap Moss taking out all the competition, running all around the ring, taking out Karrion, taking out Rey Mysterio, taking out Escobar. But now Karrion's back on his feet, and a forearm hit across the face to Madcap. But then Madcap performs a nice spine buster and drops Karrion onto the middle of the ring. Madcap getting frustrated because he goes for the pin, but Karrion kicks out after two. Now Escobar flying towards Madcap, but Madcap Moss catches him midair, and now he lifts up Escobar. Looked like it was going to be a vertical suplex, but he doesn't catch it. Escobar gets out of it, rolls Madcap up for a pin. He's going to kick out after two and has Emma on the outside looking concerned for her boyfriend. A nice little Itziguri move across the dome. And then Escobar tried to get the victory with a quick pin, but Karrion ends up kicking out. Now Rey Mysterio trying to get the upper hand. Or I should say earlier, Escobar called the Itziguri on Madcap Moss and tried to get him in a pin, but then he got out of it. Rey Mysterio over here trying to plant Escobar. Ooh, and catches a nice little drop kick, front drop kick to Escobar's face, goes for the pin and a kick out after 2. Karrion tries to get Madcap Moss wrapped up, but then he catches an elbow shot by Madcap. And now Rey Mysterio on the shoulders of Karrion Kross and a nice little DDT. And then a kick to the face to Madcap. Rey Mysterio right now with the momentum. Oh, but a nice little Taka Michinoku driver by Escobar planted onto Rey Mysterio for the pin. And man, he almost gets the victory, but it gets broken up by Madcap Moss over here. Sheesh. And again, the ladies that accompanied the ring, Emma and Zelina Vega and Scarlett, all looking absolutely exquisite tonight, accompanying their fellow wrestlers. Ooh, nice kick to the dome by Escobar. Had Madcap dazed for a second there, but now Madcap is climbing to the top ropes with Escobar. Here we go. He's got Santos. What is he trying to do? He's got him. He's on the second rope. I thought he was going to do a fall-away slam from the second rope. Nope. And Escobar gets out of it. Couple of punches across the head, and now Escobar is on the second rope. Now he's on the third rope. Maybe a super Hurricane Rana. And he catches Madcap Moss with a super Hurricane Rana off the third rope. Sends Madcap to the center of the ring, flying across the ring. But then it's a kick out after 2. And now Escobar goes for a clothesline, and he misses. But then he catches a clothesline by Karrion. Rey Mysterio leaps in. Goes for a sunset flip. Did not take Karrion down. Karrion picks up Rey Mysterio by his neck area, almost by the ears. Oh, man, going for a power bomb. Trying to get out of it. He plants Karrion on the ropes. 619. Woo! Oh, man. Oh, no. And Scarlett swipes the feet of Rey Mysterio, and referee didn't even call a disqualification. Well, then again, you can't. It's a fatal 4-way, to be honest. Fatal 4-ways typically don't include disqualifications. But Rey Mysterio distracted by Scarlett, who swiped his feet. And now Escobar clotheslines Karrion Kross, but Karrion stays inside the ring, and then Escobar pulls him back out. Oh, man. Madcap Moss with a Randy Savage elbow on the head of Rey. What? Madcap Moss gets the victory? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And Emma jumps into the ring with much excitement. Ludwig Kaiser, they show the close-up of the boys on the skybox, and Ludwig Kaiser's like, okay, I guess that's going to be Gunther's competition for the IC title next week on Fox. I guess it's not going to be at the Chamber. Again, all these title shots on SmackDown, but none at the pay-per-views. Oh, man. Jey Uso backstage. Paul Heyman pulls up. Oh, no, Jimmy. My bad, not Jay. Ooh, Paul Heyman having a conversation with Jimmy. Let's see. Oh, man, what a wrap-up to SmackDown, guys. So check this out, right? What time is it? 9:58. I guess that closes SmackDown 2 minutes early. So check this out. First of all, SmackDown never finishes early. Don't know what happened, but they finished about 2 minutes early. But nonetheless, right after the Fatal 4-Way match, Jimmy Uso, for some reason, was still backstage, right? Jimmy Uso, while he's backstage, he's holding his 2 titles, like that around his arms, both titles. And Jey Uso, of course, already left the building. He already had his conversation earlier with Sami Zayn. He left, whatever, right? So Jimmy's backstage with both of his own titles, and Paul Heyman shows up randomly out of nowhere. The wise man, right? And then what happens? He comes out and he says to Jimmy, hey, just had a conversation with the tribal chief on my cell phone. He wants you guys to know that he is very proud of you guys, and he's happy to see that your brother Jey Uso showed up and represented not only the bloodline, but as your brother. He's very proud of the fact that your brother showed up. Okay, so it sounded like they were going to end SmackDown on a good note, right? But then here's the kicker. Paul Heyman then comes in and throws a little bit of salt on the wound and says something like, hey, by the way, next week on SmackDown, the tribal chief wanted me to tell you tonight that next week you and your brother should just watch SmackDown from home. And he's looking at him like, wait, what? Why do you want me to watch SmackDown from home, right? So he says, yeah, Tribal Chief says that sometimes when you're, live and in person, you may not always see things the way you would see it on TV, which to me, that doesn't make any sense. If you're live and in person, you would capture and see things more clear than when you're home watching it on TV, right? But he tells them to do the opposite. Tells them to stay home. You guys stay home because next week you're going to see something. I guess you're going to see something that you didn't think you were going to see. I got a feeling that Roman Reigns, as he was watching SmackDown tonight, he more than likely saw the Jey Uso and Sami Zayn situation. And here's what's going to happen. My prediction, either Roman Reigns is going to beat the crap out of Sami Zayn unexpectedly, and he doesn't want the Usos to interfere, especially Jey Uso, or Roman Reigns is going to attack Jey Uso and make this whole bloodline story get even more crazier. Or option 3, maybe he's going to attack Sami Zayn, Jimmy's going to be home, and then Jey Uso is going to disregard that command. And then what's going to happen is Jey Uso is going to come in to rescue Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns is then going to beat up on Jey Uso. So that's my 3 predictions. A lot of predictions, obviously, but one of those 3 have probably got to hit, especially if Jimmy Uso doesn't show. So there's either going to be Jey Uso's going to get attacked, or Sami Zayn's going to get attacked, or both are going to get attacked by Roman Reigns, which means that since there was no Solo Sikoa tonight, Solo's going to be somewhere in the audience, possibly with an unexpected attack, or maybe he'll accompany Roman Reigns to the ring and just make it expected. Who knows? But man, now that we thought the bloodline was controversy was starting to simmer down a little bit, just a little bit, right? We didn't think it was over, but we thought it was going to simmer down maybe just a tad bit, right? Just a little bit, at least for a week. Well, guess what? Business is about to pick up next week on SmackDown. So, guys, make sure you tune in because I'm going to be doing the live stream again next week. Also, of course, I'll be doing the live stream for Raw. So, Raw, SmackDown, and the WWE pay-per-view. I'll be doing that too. So, tune in for that. So, with that being said, guys, that is how SmackDown closed out the show 2 minutes early, though. They closed out the show with more anticipation, with more controversy. And now we thought we had some questions answered, but now the questions that we have answered, it feels like we have more questions. And then the questions that we don't have answers, sounds like we have even more questions for those. So this is crazy, man. Definitely like the build-up. I think WWE doing a phenomenal job with this storyline. One of the best storylines in a very long time. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, which, by the way, next week, if more controversy takes place with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, with that trio right there, I can only imagine what's going to happen with the Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn match at the pay-per-view, which is the night after SmackDown. So SmackDown next week may create a lot of smoke and a lot of heat leading into the Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns match at the Chamber just 24 hours after. So that's going to be interesting, guys. So I don't know what else to say. I think that this SmackDown was a really good SmackDown. I'm usually disappointed watching SmackDown. Sometimes I'm kind of bored of watching it, but this has created some really great, anticipation. I think next week's going to be pretty solid. I think next week's going to be another really good SmackDown. This one actually surprised me. I didn't think this SmackDown was going to be this good. Sometimes it's a hit or miss with SmackDown. Sometimes it's pretty solid, and then other times it's not that great, right? So, yeah, guys, with that being said, quick recap before I go again. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, interaction behind the scenes. potentially setting something up for Roman Reigns to lose the title. We got Usos retain the title, so they did not lose the titles. You got also you had a couple of matches tonight for women's matches. You have, for example, a tag team match, Liv Morgan, Raquel. That was a pretty good, solid match. You had Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. That was a pretty solid match. They won. You had the fatal four-way decider for the IC title. So pretty good SmackDown, guys. Pretty good SmackDown. I don't want to burn your ears anymore. If you guys missed all of this, by the way, replay is immediately available. Immediately available. The replay is going to be here for you. So as soon as I tune out, Facebook and YouTube will have this already. If you're on Twitch and it doesn't have it saved, just tune into YouTube and SmackDown. With that being said, guys, I think we pretty much covered everything here. I want to thank you so much for your time, for your support. Thank you for everyone who dropped a comment. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it. And don't forget, guys, subscribe. Please like and subscribe, because every time that you guys like a video and every time that we get new subscribers, it makes this interaction even better, more exciting. I look more forward to it. Then you guys in turn look more forward to it, because I get to talk with you guys. I get to talk with the new viewers. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in good fun, and I always appreciate it. So, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. By the way, this weekend is Super Bowl Sunday. I used to do NFL live streams. I don't do them anymore because I'm kind of making this channel a little bit more exclusive to SmackDown. But in closing, what I will say is a great idea that I thought of. I'm thinking of, for those of you guys who like to support me, also watching, let's say, the UFC updates, the boxing updates, things of that nature, the NFL updates, right? Because those are the other sports I love and enjoy. If you guys want to have me do those again, what I'll do is, instead of putting it on this channel, right, because I want this channel to be exclusive to WWE content for Raw, SmackDown, and their pay-per-view, right, I might create some more YouTube channels, and then you guys can subscribe to those. And if you want UFC updates, you can tune into the UFC. If you want the boxing updates, you can tune in when I do boxing, but I'll do it on a different channel instead of consolidating everything on just one channel and over flooding, the channel with too many videos that are of different content. With that being said, thank you for the support. Love and appreciate all of you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Don't get too drunk out there. Get a little bit. I am. But you guys have a little bit of fun. Don't drink and drive. Be safe and take care. Happy Friday.